Morning.
Spencer Protas skated with the group this morning for the first time. What can you say about his progress?
He's a possibility for tonight.
Hi, Coach.
Hey.
We all know that Hovey can score goals, but how much can it be impressive for you to see him throw like 15 hits in 2 games, and how much it is helpful for you?
Yeah, he's been leading the charge not only offensively with the game that he had in Game 1. Thought he was strong again in Game 2, but from a competitiveness, physicality standpoint, 39 years old, leading the charge, our captain, and he sets the example this time of year. It's you can tell by his play how much the playoffs and winning mean to him this time of year and where he's at in his career. So it's been impressive, and to be honest with you, we've needed it.
Spencer, with Protas, you say is a possibility for tonight. You guys have won both games in the series so far. I'm just curious how, as a coach, you balance it with a guy who's been so important for you, if he's able to come back, and weighing that with changing a lineup that also has been working.
Yeah, it's something that I've thought about, and I think we have a lot of guys that are deserving to stay in the lineup, so it's difficult decisions for us as a coaching staff, but Pro has had a phenomenal season, and he's a big part of our team, and so you weigh those scenarios, but I mean, the second that Pro, if and when he's ready to play, if it's tonight, he'll go into our lineup.
You talked a lot about momentum yesterday. Marty talked a lot about momentum this morning. What goes into the challenge of managing those swings in an atmosphere like you guys are going to face tonight?
Yeah. I think it's just natural. It's in any sport, really, is when you lose momentum, it's hard. It's challenging because there's an opponent that you're up against that feels that momentum and is feeding off that, and lines are feeding off that, and it makes you feel good. You feel like, okay, here we go. And so it gives you a little bit of energy, a little bit of juice. And that's the hard part of winning this time of year. In order to accomplish that and win games and go deep into the playoffs, you have to be able to, when you lose momentum, stop it quickly. And when you get scored on, which inevitably you will, flip the momentum and get back to your game. So it doesn't spiral to 1 goal becomes 2, becomes you just lost momentum for 10 minutes. And that's, I think, what we haven't done a great job of in the third periods of the last 2 games is just handling that momentum. And there's some X's and O's and tactical stuff that goes into it, as well as knowing when you're leading in a game, the Montreal Canadiens or any opponent that's trailing is going to change their structure a little bit. They're going to be more aggressive. They're going to take more chances. And so you have to understand that as a player and as a team. And then you have to, there's a different tactical approach when you're facing more pressure or more risk in those spots.
Lots going to be made about the environment and the atmosphere in the building tonight, and the assumption that the home team is going to benefit from that. To what extent, if any, do you think your guys could also benefit from it, or have it be a factor at all for you guys?
Well, I don't anticipate us benefiting from it. I think they're going to be we all know and our guys understand the energy, enthusiasm of this building and what the guys that have played, like we've got some guys that have won Stanley Cups and played deep and played in some hostile environments. It's going to be next level. We understand that, and I think us just working our way through that, handling it. The thing that I'll say is we've done a pretty good job, and I'm not comparing playing in a regular season hostile environment on the road in the regular season to what we're going to see tonight, because I understand it is not the same thing. It's not the same animal. Okay, but our group as a whole on the road this year, I think we've been a pretty good road team and one of the better teams in the league on the road, and being able to manage your game on the road without last change, some little things that go into that, and having success on the road, we've done a pretty good job of throughout this year. So that's what we're going to need to lean on, is our experience in those moments during the regular season, and now ramp that up to another level tonight. But being able to potentially not utilize a matchup in a certain situation, potentially handle extremely aggressive pressure from a home team that's amped up, that wants to get on top of your D. So handling those scenarios are what we've done a pretty good job of all year, and I'm looking forward to the challenge tonight and us responding to that.
Just quickly, one more to hammer the Protas point. Is he skating in warm-ups? Do you know that yet? Will that be a thing he does tonight, or you not have any idea on that yet?
Yeah, he'll certainly be in warm-up if he's playing, for sure.
Well, if he's playing, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't. If he's not playing, is he going to warm up? I haven't made that determination yet, but he will be in warm-up if he's playing, for sure. Yeah, yeah.
What gives you confidence about Thompson? There's something unconventional in his style, naturally just catching the other way, but just what gives you guys confidence when you see him doing his thing?
So, say again, sorry, I didn't hear the first part.
Just Logan Thompson.
Oh,
What gives
Logan.
There's something unconventional about his style, but
Yeah.
at the same time, you can see his effect on the game. What
Yeah.
gives you guys confidence when you're within the game?
His competitiveness, and you see that on display. We are fortunate to be able to watch it in practice every day. He competes with the guys. He's been in this. What you saw, especially in Game 2 in the third period, and him, to what you said, unconventional and looking a little bit different. But that's him competing his absolute butt off to try to prevent pucks from going in the net to win us a game. And so we see that every day, and we've seen that all season long from him of why he's been, the record that he's had, and we've seen those moments along the way. So for our group, we understand, we would like to give him less opportunities to make those big saves, but when we need him to bail us out in a key situation, he's going to give his teammates everything he's got in those moments, and he's going to flail out a leg, he's going to dive across the crease, he's going to do everything he can to make the save to help win us a hockey game and help his teammates win a hockey game.
Just wanted to pick up on something you said yesterday. I'm not sure I understood it actually, but I mean, when you talked about the third period, the adjustment that they make moving their D up and how that kind of can lead to numerical advantages and what have you. What is it about that you think has given you guys issues?
Well, it comes in a couple different forms. What I was getting at the point yesterday is, okay, if you're trailing in a game, your defensemen are your defensemen, so they normally take the rush back off. You don't want to give up 3-on-2s. You don't want to give up 2-on-1s. So you generally, if you don't like what you see in front of you, you back out as a defenseman. That's just the way 90%. There's some teams that are a little bit more aggressive with their D. There's some teams that are a little bit more passive. When you're trailing in a game and there's 15 minutes to go, 10 minutes to go, those D now become extremely aggressive because they're not worried about giving up a 2-on-1. So when they become aggressive, they step forward. A puck is in the air. They have no problem if they miss that puck and it goes behind them. 2-on-1, that's all right. I need to take this chance of keeping this puck in. So if we're going that way and that defenseman's going this way, now we've just given up an odd man rush. Why would we want to do that when we're winning the game? We have to stay underneath that player. Same thing on the walls. Like, we can't be going the wrong way and a defenseman gets by us and keeps a puck in, even though he wasn't pinching there for 40 minutes. I don't know why. We have to understand he's going to be pinching now. They're trying to tie this game. And so I just felt like there was way too many situations like that are uncharacteristic of our group, of not being able to handle that and understand, okay, here's what they're going to try to do to tie this game, and here's the aggressiveness that we're going to face. Thanks.